Sweet Baby Inc. has grown so powerful it kills games even before they are launched.
Hey, what's up guys, Rip here. So today we're going to be covering yet another collapse of a Sweet Baby related game. So here's the relevant headline. So Tales of Kenzera Zao developer lays off entire team and puts entire games division on hiatus after previously claiming game sales were fine. So this was a game that focused on a diversity related story, and unfortunately its connection
Imagine having something unironically called a diversity-related story.
to Sweet Baby and other problematic people in the gaming industry really quickened its demise. Now, before we get into the details of this story, I want to take like 30 seconds.
Dude, just look at this. The art. The absolute they-them style of everything. What is this? Is this a woman? Is this a man? I have no idea. I'm beyond speechless. If I ever see something like this, I'm like, yeah, I can already feel the creators of this game yelling at me this was not made for me, so I'm just gonna pass.
Get into the details of this story. I want to take like 30 seconds to sing Kumbaya with you guys and say thank you, because last night we crossed the 700,000 subscriber mark on YouTube. This was a goal I had for much further in the future, and thanks to a lot of positive reception of videos this year, especially videos focusing on some newer topics, we reached this goal much faster. And as always, like once a year spiel here. If you
It is a good time to be someone who laughs about all the smoke nonsense. That is very true currently.
enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe. We're uploading videos daily for over 4 years now, and also put on your notifications for this channel or any channel you enjoy on YouTube, so it makes it harder for YouTube to hide related videos in the algorithm. So once again, thank you guys for hitting this big milestone. So let's get into the story for today. So we're going to be focusing on Surgeon Studios, who created the game relevant to today.
A transmedia studio. Now, even the media is trans now. What? How progressive.
Today, Tales of Kenzera Zao. Now, you can see right here, a day ago, they made a very troubling message saying this: help us bring our vision to life. We've decided to put the work of Surgeon Games division on hiatus while we secure funding for our next project. In the meantime, we've unfortunately had to put our team on notice for redundancy. And basically, we're going to skip down here to this. Our team has created a prototype for a bold new project. It's darker, edgier, and more visceral than our first game, but it retains all Zao's high-octane combat and cultural depth, and we're looking for a partner.
Cultural depth, my. Now, these are words that inspire confidence in the typical gamer.
So, things are not going well. They basically, they're putting everyone on hiatus right now, and they're trying to secure more funding for the next project. So clearly Zao did not go very well, and the numbers really speak for themselves. But let's focus on this game, right? It has a lot of connections. We're going to get into Sweet Baby in just a second, but you can see right in their own header here all of these very high reviews from various members of.
Holy shit, an IGN 8 out of 10? This is like almost saying it's godlike. Oh, I can't contain my excitement. IGN Spain of all places. Wow.
The gaming industry. You would think this game is something on fire, right? It would get a big audience, but how do you explain this? So over the half a year or so,
oh no, it's so predictable.
This game's been out, it had a peak of 287 players, and in the last 24 hours,
dude, this is literally worse than Concord, same as Unknown 9. 10 out of 10.
Barely cracked double digits in terms of its 24-hour peak. And you can see that all-time peak happened on release, and then within a few days, it nosedived and pretty much flatlined from there. And nothing that they...
Bro, imagine you're unironically one of these devs that makes this, and you're like, oh my god, all of my sweet, inclusive, liberal fantasies are coming to life. People are gonna love this game. It's gonna be great. This is the next GTA. And then you release it and it doesn't even crack 300 players, and you're like, self-deletion watch, here I come.
Tried over that course of a few months could revive any legitimate interest into this game. Now, part of that is because of its connection to Sweet Baby. Back earlier this year, Sweet Baby would make a promotional post for this game showing their connection to the
Oh no, they even promoted it. Oh no, that's there right there.
client, and yeah, people would notice this and add it to the now famous Steam group Sweet Baby Inc. Detected, which really gave this a terrible, terrible connection to Sweet Baby because this game would launch in April. So at that point, we're already deep into the criticism of Sweet Baby. A lot of people, millions of people were aware of this company, and they were not interested in anything associated with them, and that would include Zhao as well. And to make things even crazier, the founder of the studio, Salim, was actually a partner with the founders of Sweet Baby, David Bedard and Kim Belair, alongside another employee,
Nice.
Amy Lee Shaw. And that company they created is, of course, Sweet Baby. And furthermore, it was actually Salim who would resign from his role as the director of the company in March, just a month
Okay, but we're saying Celine, is it a dude or a woman, or what exactly are we talking about here? I'm not even sure about that any longer.
before they were going to launch this game with the other studio. So there is a very clear connection to Sweet Baby here, and that would prove to be a very negative connection. Now, as sales were starting to plummet and really
Oh boy. Actor, game dev, producer. Wow. That is real impressive there, my boy.
flatline in terms of the concurrent number of players, the founder
Ah, and from London. So progressive, you can't see it, but from London. So progressive. Makes sense now.
of the relevant studio, Abu Bakr Salim, would try to, I guess, generate some hype, try to revive something, and also deflect some of the blame this game is receiving for its poor performance. So he would make this
A needed message, probably an unhinged 5-minute rant about how everyone's bad and racist. Yay! I like those. They're funny.
video tweet here saying a needed message. And look at the amount of attention and support this got. Nearly 2 million views and 14
Bro, I can already tell this is one of those people who's like, Africa is the birthplace of civilization, the best place ever. We created Europe. Then fucking go live in Africa. Okay? Shit, Africa magically managed to develop every part of the world and create the seeds of civilization everywhere except in Africa. The fucking irony.
15,000 likes, largely from other people in the games industry and games journalists. But let's hear what he had to say about some things going around in the industry and towards that game at the time back in May of this year, about 1 month after the game was released.
It was one of our goals from the outset to have this positive impact, right? But at the same time,
Kenya, I'm assuming.
we are being faced with constant targeted harassment from people who see diversity as a threat. You know, from people who look across the vast landscape of modern media and decide that anything that doesn't speak to them or centers around them is unnecessary and
The classic code.
inauthentic. And look, there's
I mean, no one's gonna even try to fight that inauthentic part. Everyone knows it's true and you're completely pointless to hide.
and there's always a reason why diverse stories can't exist. You know, it's always either we're doing
Except the ones that do and are extremely loved and appreciated. My god, and there's a lot of them, okay? There's a fucking lot of them.
it the wrong way, or it's just there to tick boxes.
So he
Because it is, yes, you are very right, Salami.
obviously begins with the deflection, saying everything that they're facing is targeted harassment. We've heard the exact same thing from Sweet Baby themselves many times, especially through its CEO, where they basically paint any criticism of their company or games they're associated with as targeted harassment. While, of course, not acknowledging the actual targeted harassment that began the entire kickback against Sweet Baby when one of its employees, Chris Kindred, would start a harassment and false flag campaign against Cabrutus, the leader of
Yeah, that was funny.
Sweet Baby Inc. detected. Now, going forward, he talks about people hating diversity in games. And one of the things he doesn't really acknowledge is a lot of what people hate is forced diversity, when it seems that people are checking boxes, as he says. And I think that's very obvious in a lot of games where they're making decisions simply to check boxes and push whatever agenda they support.
Yeah, this is the typical classic of example of a character that's for some reason there for the whole thing, and they can literally be summarized with "I'm gay," and that's pretty much it. That's literally their whole existence right there. And yeah, what else are you gonna call it if not just a tick?
Now, with this game itself, I don't think this might have been the most egregious example of forced diversity or anything. It just seemed like a diverse story. I just don't think it really resonated with a lot of people and didn't appeal to a lot of people. Sometimes
that's because it's most likely fucking stupid and somehow tries to play on the classic trope of the trope that everyone loves so much, noble fucking savages or something like that. Oh my god.
Didn't appeal to a lot of people. Sometimes games can have a pure diversity-centered message and just not connect to people. Just because something is authentically...
Yeah, because pure diversity is pure shit and everyone knows it.
...diverse or anything like that doesn't mean it's going to succeed. Again, as I always say, if you're focusing on diversity as a selling point for your game, you're probably going to struggle really badly. Now, let's continue on. He would say some further things. Two main points I want to highlight right here.
I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. So starting today on...
Okay, listen. That money is probably from some kind of fucking stupid fund that exists for no reason but to waste money, okay? You don't have money. You probably acquired funding from some retarded European fund or some British fund that's completely out there just to waste money.
Switch. Shout out to Nintendo for acting fast on this. You know, I'm lowering that bar of entry further by dropping the price of ZOW to less than $15.
Wow.
Now, I genuinely believe in the power that
stunning and brave
games have to bring us close together. And I believe that, this is just one way that I can show you how serious I am about this.
Okay, placing $20 on the fact if you go through his Twitter, he's gonna call white people some kind of racist thing.
Look, games are for everyone. Like diverse games, then they're not about taking something away from you. They're about adding something in.
So there's two things. I want to start with the latter point of what he said, talking about these stories being for everyone, diverse stories being for everyone. And I would say, again, the connection to Sweet Baby and some other people in the industry is something that really hamstringed anything he's going for here. Like, unfortunately, your connection to Sweet Baby is going to reflect upon...
Yeah, the Sweet Baby probably tried their best to make it not for everyone.
...the values some of their employees have shared over the years. I mean, we've had multiple employees from their company make disparaging comments not only about white people, but also against Jewish people, gay people, as well as black people as well. Like, we've seen all kinds of slurs they've said, trying to exclude certain people from...
What the fuck? I love Sweet Baby Inc. now.
Viewing their games or outright saying that their games are not meant for white people, for example. And that is a very off-putting thing for a lot of people, right? They don't feel welcomed when it comes to anything associated with Sweet Baby. And honestly, why would they? None of these things have ever been acknowledged. None of these disparaging comments have been met with any acknowledgement or any punishment from Sweet Baby towards its own employees. And going further, he talks about discounting the price of this game. And he tries to frame it in, I think, a pretty smart way. He's trying to make it seem like it's done to lower the bar to make sure everyone can go out and buy this game, because it's basically the price of a pizza at that point, like $15, right? And I think the way he frames it is smart, but I think...
I ain't paying $50 for a pizza.
The reality is...
I can buy enough shit to make 5 pizzas for $15 from the supermarket in 2 hours.
we all know at that point, we're in March, it's been a month, the game is already flatlined. Like, it's probably in the, double digits, barely at that point in terms of player count. And they're trying to make a move to boost the numbers a little bit, right? It seemed like it was their shot in the dark, their Hail Mary pass to try to make something happen with this game. And it really didn't work. I mean, if you look at the actual, the chart here, with the sales numbers, I mean, look, we're in May here. They did the
Yeah, it's completely effectively. Well, who honestly gives a shit? Anyway, that was says this who bye.